секундочку. Угу. Так. И смотрим, что нам надо сделать по заданию. Просить вербовщиков. Идем на А я где у нас? Ну ладно, я тут посередине пошли игры. У меня вот этот вот. А зачем, не знаю. Ну, видимо, виднее. Сказал, что я вор. Без факела. Пройдемся чуть по сюжету. Наверное, стоит замок. Вот он идет к нам. Давай, расскажи мне.
Good day to you.
I've got a few questions for you, Bailiff, if you don't mind. Have you been having some trouble around here?
And what business is it of yours? Did someone complain? Who sent you here?
No one complained, though I'd be interested to know why you think they might. It was Lord Radzig who sent me. He'd heard word that some unsavoury characters are holed up round here.
Begging your pardon, but what the devil does Sir Radzig care about it? And I keep hearing the same from Sir Sebastian, and he's got no dog in this fight either.
Так.
You have an inn and the horse trails cross here. There must be many travellers come seeking work, and not all of them honest men.
Aye, it's true. Bedlam has broken out once or twice, and restoring order was no easy matter.
Has there been anything like that lately?
No, it's been quiet here lately. But now that I think about it, I don't recall coming across anyone here like that.
Nobody looking for soldiering work, maybe as a merchant's guard?
There's always one or two like that. But if they don't get the job, they move on.
Have you heard any talk of strangers in the town? Maybe people acting oddly?
Nothing worth mentioning. Sure, there's been some talk about the miller. Folks saying they've been seeing him doing this or that, or people visiting him at night. But he's never done anything. He's a decent enough man. For a miller.
I'll try asking him if he's heard anything.
He lives on the other side of the river, by the bogs. But don't go getting your hopes up. He might not be able to help.
Sir Sebastian? Who's that?
Sebastian Baron von Berg. He's here under monastery law to protect us against all this unrest in the land.
Why should he care about the city? That's not his jurisdiction, is it?
Quite true. I'm in charge of this city, but he keeps telling me I've got cutthroats hiding around here, and I should be more vigilant. The goal of the man.
I heard some recruiters are meeting in Sasau. Seemed likely they get up to mischief and people might complain.
Do you think that people here complain and I don't do my job? Nothing of the sort. Old Lederman's the only one that comes complaining, but I pay no heed to him.
And what does this Lederman complain about?
Lederman is our local tanner. Lives by the quarry, which is where, well, some youngsters go there to wrestle.
They go there to fight and that doesn't bother you?
Why would it bother me? Much better to brawl there than in the tavern. At least in the quarry they can't damage anything but each other. And my catchpoles go by there from time to keep an eye on things.
Thank you, Bailiff.
Ну, вот он нам что-то рассказал. Так у нас получилось. Мы пойдем на Б. Надеюсь, правильно иду.
God be with you.
Tanner, I've heard all's not well with you.
It's better now. I must have eaten something bad.
No, I mean you've complained about some ruffians raising hell behind your house.
Aye, true enough. That lot's been a thorn in my side. And when I went to tell them to take it elsewhere, they nearly beat me to a pulp.
If you want, I'll take care of them.
Well, you look like you could move mountains, but there are several of them and just one of you.
Perhaps we'll be able to settle things peacefully.
Maybe. They might think twice before kicking your arse.
Perhaps I can reason with them. It doesn't have to come to blows.
Well, break a leg, lad. Or better yet, don't. But if you manage to pull it off, you'll get your reward. Don't worry. Take care now.
Марка, ты чё? Ты все, что он мне сказал? Буква С еще была. Бывает пробка. К еще бежать придется долго. Ладно, мы долго пробежимся. Ладно, надеюсь, все сделаем. Сколько времени сейчас? Не говорит. Факт это. Сейчас 8 утра, нормально. Как его можно снять? Не-не-не, а что такое? За дом кожевника. Да, прослушал. Читаем. Ладно. Что ж. Попозже-то попозже. Пойдем к мельнику тогда. Кажется, я неправильно все делаю. Ладно, конечно. Далеко что бегать-то приходится. Надо было на лошадь сесть. Давай. Нет, путаю.
Yeah.
Правда будет быстрее. Ничего особенного такого узнаем. Мне кажется, я никуда пошел. интересно, долго в нее еще играть? Реально далеко забраться. Надо было у того подождать и поболтать. А волн зайдет. Прикольно, вид-то не поменялся. Мне реально далеко живет. Тут на эти побеги очень много времени уходит. Пять часов. Мельник это еще тоже крыло, я думаю.
God be with you.
Listen, have you heard about anyone looking to recruit men around here? Or planning some kind of mischief?
No?
Come on. I know how it is with millers. I've been friends with a few and they hear all the gossip.
So go ask them.
I doubt their ears reach all the way here.
Then it seems you're out of luck.
Surely we can come to some arrangement.
I don't much care for strangers.
So, what do I have to do to get in your good graces, Master Miller?
Я не
Well,
хочу
if I
работать
heard
на
from those
мельника.
Miller friends of yours that you can be relied upon, and you're not a complete dolt.
Вот ты уродец, а.
Is there any work here for carpenters?
In this day and age, I'm glad I can support myself.
I'm Henry from Skalitz, and I'm looking to mill a bit of extra coin, if you know what I mean.
I expect Peshek sent you. And if it was Peshek who sent you, you can't be a complete dolt. I'll try you out. The tailor in Sasso has received some valuable brocade. Can you get it for me?
Короче, стырить надо.
No problem. You'll be here in no time at all.
Good. It ought to be at his shop. Bring the whole bolt.
You haven't heard of any recruiters around here, have you? People looking for armed men?
Perhaps, but I'll not speak of it now.
Why not? It's important.
Because we're in the middle of something.
Come on. Nothing bad will happen if you talk to me.
Perhaps not, but I'll tell you when we're done. My memory will be sharper then.
Right. Christ, it's like pulling teeth with you. I hope you're more generous with your groschen than your words.
Good luck to you.
Короче, он меня куда-то послал. Послал, я думаю, очень далеко. Вот и такая, блин. Ну вот, да. Нет, это не то. Хорошо, так все рядом. Да, у нас что, это Тереза. Терезе я сейчас все-таки, надеюсь, смогу сходить. Ты меня ведешь буковка какая? Буковка А. Голый парчу от портного на А. Мы идем на А. Че не париться? Что я могу ему продать? Это на мне. Полагаю, краденого, наверное, не берет. Скорее всего, мало прошло времени, да? Доспех, пища для задания, но это доспех. Потому что я не смогу продать. Это на мне, это он не возьмет, это на мне. На мне. Семью, избежав. Могу ему продать. Серебряная кольца, пускай у меня, если это не знаю, если это вот тут башка от Стефани. Блин, она, по-моему, что-то мне дает, да? Чуть нехорошо. Я могу платье ему продать. Перчатки, это все ворованное. Да, в общем, думаю, на лошадь повесить. Нет, телефон я тоже продадим, но это на мне. Тоже продадим, раз не надо. Ворованная. Да нехило лапку обнес. Замучился я с ним, конечно. Ладно, корзина. Надо зажать че.
Let's have a word about the price.
Well. Aye, for that amount I can be persuaded.
Интересно, я вообще не прогадал. Наверное, тоже ждать придется. Ладно, я рискну. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Это вот уже скрыто. Что ж вы делаете-то, а? Вот это подстава была. Ну, бежать надо. Подождем. Часу ночи, так уж и быть. По идее, 10 утра должен сохраниться на мой неудачный взлом. Надо лавку обнести. У меня же этот хер доебется, блин. Где он прячется, мне интересно. Не здесь. У меня же есть же легкие замки, открывать быстро сразу. Это как назло, блин. Вот. Здесь по-любому. По крайней мере, знаю, что делается. Не здесь. Где ж вы держите-то его? Последнее. Просто для него. Такую парчу от портного. Твою мать, и это все. Блин, до мельника опять скакать 10 часов.
To me?
Я кнопки путаю, сорян.
To heal, mutt.
Здесь на сюда. Может получится, блин, не туда прискакал. Ну даже никого нет. Арест никому не получится дать. Ладно, мне начать надо скакать на буковку А. Просто не отображается, нет? Денег у нас не отображается. Лошадка. Сколько охранники тоже неохота. Я же узнал, где часовня. Я старый узнал, где часовня. Но нет. Так, что делаем?
My respects to you.
I have that cloth for you.
Oh, excellent. Here's your reward.
I've got some goods here whose owners might miss them.
Good luck then.
Ну ладно, 1000. Что ничего не хватит покупать. Успех. Четыре. Что-то за 20 монет не продать надо. Шляпу.
Let's talk about the price.
Well, take care.
Платно. Мне вообще был не обязателен.
Would you have any work for me?
Yes, I might have.
Do you plan to send me for some, or to rob?
I want the recipe. The landlord in Ushitz makes a brew that could earn a man a pretty sum of money. If only you'll go there and pinch his recipe. Although he can't read, he had the scribe write it down.
I can't see you hanging up your miller's apron and starting to brew beer.
Fine. Just don't be... Goodbye.
Я зря делаю. Кошмар. Его походу нету. Что везет. Какой-то сундук открыл, кажется. Что там его просили будут носить? Второй этаж, что здесь хоть есть? Где ты его прячешь там, а? Неудобно. Сейчас придется вот.
God be with you.
Is there somewhere I could sleep here?
Certainly. For how long?
Just the one night?
No problem, but you pay in advance.
Here you are.
You'll like it
Нашел
here.
меня сюда.
Like
Слышно?
sleeping on a cloud it is. God be with you.
Да нет.
Where do I go to sleep?
You'll have no trouble finding it. Right inside the door to the building, there's a ladder up to the loft. Your bed's ready there, and a trunk for your belongings.
Отлично.
Is there anything
Indeed, there is. Just last night, Father Godwin was here, calling fire and brimstone down on old Gertrude. And there's more. Around here, you should hear about what Vashek the groom has been up to at the stables. And that's not all. I heard there's been quite a ruckus in Tomberg. It seems some gang... I couldn't tell you anything about it, though. Best talk to Nicholas, the Tomberg master hunter. May the Lord watch over you.
Дрожанием. Моментом. Ладно, попробуем. Дождем. Сейчас и ночь, как обычно. Может, это и будет наш кошмар.
Thieving magpie! Help! Arrest that thief! Guard! Come here, quick! There's a thief over there! Guard! I see a thief! Guard! Help!
Чё я тебя грохнуть
Arrest
не
that
могу?
thief!
Почему я не могу тебя грохнуть? Ну, загрузить. Оно не сохранилось. Вот я.
Don't move a finger.
Пусть.
Someone saw you, Steve. This definitely won't come cheap.
Just my luck. Look,
Well, I thought, that is...
Можешь мне его с лука долбануть? Корчмаря-то. показывает мне здесь найти что-то. Это вещи из этого дурачка, блин. Блять, ну это не здесь. Что его из луха долбануть? Ну чисто долбануть. Нельзя. Ну, так я здесь, у него нету рецепта. Я уже его полностью обшмонал. Еще где-нибудь дома есть. Я все же сундуки проверю. Уже нигде ничего нету. Поболтать надо. Но я не украл. Блять, это сундуки, но зачем они мне нужны? Реально тут служанки, но я не знаю, что это у нее. Здесь нету ничего. Здесь сундук. Что-то думаю, нафиг этого мельника, только на него время тратить, если честно. Да, он сюда придет. Где она у него? Ладно, я сейчас подумаю. Я посмотрю, что можно сделать. Ну а как? Я не знаю. Что на него? Что там надо сделать? Смотрим, может вообще топорнуть, блин. Ладно. Скакали сюда. Жопу пол, чуть бы не нарвался. Да не мне так бармота выполнил. Что он тебе даст? Ничего абсолютно. Он расскажет. Там, может, не надо было меня на работу напрашивать. вечера до сколько? Часов 6.
Wait a minute. Was that the time you dropped on him and then sat on him?
No, it was before that. He's talking about that scrapper from Ratty.
I didn't sit on anyone. How many fucking times do I have to tell you?
You landed on his face with your ass so hard the ground shook.
You're an ass. You'd better hope I don't shake you.
All I'm saying is that's the way it looked. You fell on him and then sat on his face.
You too, you bastard. I've already told you what really happened.
So we all saw it wrong? What really happened then?
I knocked him down, and he pulled me down on top of him. I slammed him with my hip, not my ass.
I just don't know. Looked to me like you had his nose right between your nether cheeks.
You little piece of shit. You want to have a go?
Boys, don't fight.
Good God, you look terrible. Did someone attack you?
Why did you thrash the tanner?
Because he came by one day, lost his money, and then started on about how we cheated him and ought to give him back his coin. He was a right pest.
He told me that you jumped him when he asked you to stop making a racket behind his house.
Well, that's sort of true. But he didn't start complaining until he lost his money. Before that, it didn't bother him.
I heard someone was looking for men willing to do anything. Do you know anything about it?
Maybe. I work in the quarry, and they're always looking for extra hands to replace them that's got something broken.
That's not what I meant, but thanks.
May the Lord watch over you.
God be with you.
I heard that someone's looking for men willing to do anything. Do you know anything about that?
Willing to do anything? Meaning what? Something filthy like helping the knacker? I wouldn't know. Go and ask someone else.
That's not what I meant, but alright. What happened with the tanner?
Nothing out of the ordinary. He came to test his mettle like everyone, but he couldn't even get past young Weed. Then he started whining about getting his money back because we tricked him, so we threw him out. He came back a few times after that complaining about all the shouting, ordered us to bugger off elsewhere.
But you didn't.
No. And when he got really annoying, he got a punch in the mouth. He hasn't been back since. Doesn't dare to. But it didn't shut that big mouth of his. Good luck then.
Тут мне тоже ничего не сказали. А простой. О, кулак.
I'm looking for work, and I've heard someone around here wants fearless men. Do you know anything about it?
I've heard they might be looking for a new knacker. So if you're not afraid of carcasses and the occasional pile of shite.
Thanks, but no thanks. Word has it someone's hiring mercenaries and other fighters.
Ah, well, you've heard more than I.
The tanner sent me. He says you've been causing a commotion at night, and I thought I might convince you to stop.
Ha! So all his whining finally found a friendly ear, did it? Let me tell you something first, whelp. I'm the bailiff's man, and we're not doing anything wrong here. Old Lederman's only been whining like that since he lost a bit of silver. Didn't bother him before that.
He told me different.
Ha! Of course he did. Otherwise no one would help him. Go ahead and ask the lads. They'll tell you the same. It's God's honest truth.
I'll take you at your word. But what should I do now?
The way I see it, you've got two choices. Screw that old liar and leave him be, or get down to business.
Что сделать? Обмануть кожевника или приступить к делу? Приступить к делу. Что значит приступить? По башке нас настучать.
Or there's a third possibility.
What would that be?
We put one over on that pinch of hay. I'll tell him I've taken care of everything, and you and your friends don't show up here for a few days. I'll get a reward, and we can split it. And then you can come back later. It's practically free money.
I like the sound of that tune. The devil take the tanner. We'll hole up somewhere else for a few days, and you come and see us once you've got the coin. All right?
If I wanted to join in, what would I have to do?
It's pretty simple. First you have to beat Weed. He's that not too dangerous looking fella there. But some nights, he gets a good rest and he's got God on his side. Then you can try one of those three. Doesn't matter which. And if you whip all three, you can test your mettle against me. Fair enough?
So the last match is with you?
That's right. They say a bout with me is no joke. Just bad humours.
I want to fight you.
What did I tell you? First beat Weed and those three clowns. And then I'll have time. Got it?
Сразу здесь настучим, а?
What are you doing here?
Nothing special. Just a little evening wrestling. It's good for your back and digestion. Take care now.
Так, вина. Я вот с этим не болтал.
Good God, you look terrible.
I heard that someone was looking for men willing to do anything. Do you know anything about that?
No, but I'm always the last to hear of anything like that. I'll ask
Вот
Punch.
ничего не
He'd know.
знает.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Goodbye.
I'm over here.
Good health to you.
I've heard that someone's looking for men willing to...
If I knew you better, I might tell you. But as things stand...
Let's fight!
That wasn't bad. Good luck then.
Что знает.
Let's fight.
You look pretty good. But I'm betting it was just luck.
We'll
Take care. I'm gonna...
Let's do it.
Last time you had your way, but today will be different.
Я что, собрался уже, что ли?
Let's fight.
That wasn't bad, but God be with you.
Последний. Давай, этот последний, честно говоря.
I want to fight you.
You put on quite a show. Can't... See you later.
Сейчас ты с ними ляжешь. Там кто-то был.
I heard someone would...
Maybe. I work in the quarry, and there...
That's not...
Take care.
Пень. Вот у нас листочка долбаная. Сорняк. Постой, по-моему, что говорю.
I've heard that someone...
If I knew you better.
Take care now. God almighty, has something happened to you? Did someone steal?
I've taken care of the lads who were...
God bless you, lad. And here's something.
If anything else grieves you, just say the word.
God be with you.
Что там мне показывает? Сурьяком задумал кожевника.
That was pretty good. I didn't...
You were really good. I've got to hand it to you. Most lads don't make it past me.
What's that?
There are people here looking for really tough men, and I'd say you fit the bill. So when you walk through town this evening, if there's a light in the church, go in and wait a while. If they like the looks of you, they might give you some work.
Thanks. I'll think about it.
The groschen I got from old Leatherman.
I hope he wasn't as tight as a drum. He always struck me that way.
Here's your full share.
That's not half bad. All that messing and fussing paid off.
And when do you aim to be back?
A day or two. We'll see. Good luck then.
Я, получается, все сделал. Отлично. Что он мне сказал? Просим дай пройти, мы же подождем вечера. Уже вечер. Здесь другое.
it is.
Amen.
What?
So, you've been looking for us, eh? What is it you want?
I hear you're hiring men who don't mind getting their hands dirty.
Is that so? And where did you hear that?
Taverns and the like. People talk.
Well, that's a pretty tale. But no one in any tavern told you to come here and wait, did they? So let's have it. Who told you?
The bailiff's man told me about you. The one who runs the fight club in the quarry.
Did he now? Well, I hope you trounced him. Bastard took my money and dice.
If you want, I can give him a proper hiding, just to show you I'm serious.
Spare me the boasting. I've got a test ready for you. Let's see how you handle it before you tell us how wonderful you are.
What test?
Nothing complicated. We used to take anyone who looked like they could keep their head on straight, but not now. Now you can only join if you do what we tell you.
Which is what? Steal something?
No, not theft. If you want to join us, you have to kill Pius.
О, Господи.
Who's Pius? And why should I kill him?
That's none of your business. But I'll tell you anyway, because it's an instructive tale. Pius was one of us, but he fucked up.
How? Did he steal something?
Yeah, that was part of it. Stole some money, ran away. A few boys died over it. Showed a distinct lack of loyalty. And as soon as he's dead, you can join us.
I'll have to find him first.
You don't need to find him. We know where he is.
Then why haven't you killed him yourselves?
It's quite a test. He's hiding in a monastery.
With the stable boys? It's not hard to get into the grounds.
No, not there. Oh, he would have been dead long since. He's in the, cloister, or whatever it is.
But only monks can get in there.
Just monks and Pius. He's an educated bastard. Seems he used to be a priest, but it didn't quite work out.
How would I recognize Pius?
He won't have been there long. He should be the only new one there.
But what if there are others? What does he look like?
Normal. He always went about well dressed and had a fine looking dagger.
Yes, except he'll be given a robe and they'll take his knife.
Then you'll have to try and figure out which one of the novices it is and get him to betray himself. Try getting him drunk. Then send him straight to hell.
Get him drunk? In a monastery?
We're better. There's more wine there than in the royal cellars. And I doubt he suddenly stopped drinking.
And how am I supposed to get into the cloister?
You'll think of something. Maybe there's a secret passage. I've heard there's some cave underneath. The cave of...
And do you have any other ideas besides secret passage?
Well, there is this one fellow been hanging around the taverns, supposed to join the monastery soon. And if he doesn't help, knock him on his ass and take anything he's got that you could use to pass yourself off as him. A letter of admit.
Fine. So I've got to kill Pius. He's in the cloister, and to get into the cloister, I'll need to enlist the help of some boy who's joining the order, right?
More or less. And now the main thing.
The main thing is to kill him, isn't it?
Of course. But that's not all. All hell's gonna break loose in the monastery after the murder. So, either make sure nobody finds him, or hightail it out of there quick as soon as the job's done. But better if they don't find him right away.
And what else? Should I come back here afterwards?
No. Before you run for it, take his special dice and bring it as proof that you killed him. And if you can get him to tell you where he hid the coin, bring that as well.
Bring his dice and the money if I find it. And where should I bring it?
From the monastery, head east across the river. There'll be a swamp where you'll find a fire pit. Go there at night and light a fire. Make it nice and big and we'll show up. Take the dice and the money, and then tell you where to report. Got it?
Right, I'm to slip into the best guarded place in the entire region and kill someone. Take his dice and money, and then go to the swamp and wait by the fire.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Well, you can at least say a few Hail Marys for me. I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
And remember...
See you later.
Ключ кинул. Ага. Теперь его повезут.
I'm not surprised. Eddie was always good with the hats.
You're right there. Anyway, I showed a couple of pieces she made last time to old Tonda from Tabor, the one I buy to true, and he said,
Shame I can't swim.
Заблудился, блин. Сюда.
Welcome, Henry.
I'll have a beer. Dear.
What? Are you volunteering to get your head smashed in?
That's right. Let's go.
Oh no!
Oh, there's a
Here,
corpse!
people, here! I see a corpse! Christ
God,
almighty,
guard,
God,
quick!
help!
There's a corpse there!
Someone has been killed!
Oh my god! People, there's a corpse here!
Christ almighty!
Over there!
Guard, help!
Чего, все убежали?
God be with you. What can I do?
You wouldn't be Carl by any chance?
No. Good luck to you. Take care.
Карла нет. спрятать.
What have you done, you devil? Do something, my son! Over there!
Брейку уже скинули.
God be with you.
You wouldn't be called. No.
Farewell.
Не похож на правила нашего старичок.
God save you.
You wouldn't be called by any chance. No.
Bye.
Oh God, what happened to you? You look like you...
You wouldn't be called by any chance.
No. Take care.
Шарить по полному. Может, все найдем.
Over there!
Hey, who's there?
Shit! Sod off!
Маленький жильцы. Тормознул. Кошмар.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Нет.
What, again? How many times is that this month?
3 times.
Jesus Christ be...
You wouldn't be called.
No. Good luck then.
Их стражник, там как мы жену. Ладно, потом как мы сходим. Хочу болтать ни с кем. понравится, нет. Понравится спит. Надеюсь, станет уже. Понравится, где что входишь в наш план, вот он план. Возможно. Да ты.
Greetings. What bit?
So, this investigation...
What have you found out?
I tracked down a gang of robbers who recruited killers for Pribyslavitz. They know the Horsons who torched Neuhof.
That's excellent news. Did you find out any more?
So far, not much. If I'm going to infiltrate them, I have to do what they say. That means murdering one of their former cronies, a fellow they call Pius. Apparently he was at Neuhof too.
You have to kill a criminal to prove yourself to them? Huh. I don't much like the sound of it.
That's not the worst of it. This Pius is hiding out in the monastery pretending to be a novice. I'd have to get inside the cloisters to get at him.
Good God above, that's another matter entirely. They don't let just anyone into the cloisters, and the abbot won't give up any of the novices. Secular law has no jurisdiction inside the monastery. But this is the second time that something untoward has happened there. First the counterfeiters, now this. I'd be glad to have someone take a look inside.
What should I do with Pius once I find him?
Don't kill him. Bring him to the bailiff in Ratte. He'll interrogate the man and give him a fair trial.
It doesn't sound like an easy task, sir. Getting into the cloisters, finding Pius, and then getting him to the bailiff.
Far from it, lad. But I have confidence in your abilities.
It seems like the only way to find Pius is to join the order. Damned if I know how, though.
A bit of meditation and learning would do you good. If it's really the only way to get to him, then you'll have to do it. I'm sorry I can't be of much help. Sadly, my relations with the monastery aren't entirely congenial. You'll have to figure something out for yourself. Take care.
Понятно, он меня кинул, блин. Монастырь так монастырь. Она переоделся. Каменщика.
I'm Carl. I'm supposed to enter as a novice.
We expected you sooner. Weren't you supposed to come here with your guardian? It's been so hectic lately, people will keep
He gave me the papers and left me at the gate. You must be used to that, though. I'm not the first novice here, am I?
But that wasn't very considerate of him, was it? It's been so hectic here lately, novices arriving one after the other. The last one didn't even have a letter, and you'd think his backside was on fire. The way he kept looking over his shoulder.
You took him without the letter? You didn't find that suspicious?
My guess is he wanted to hide from someone, but he's a priest and knows how things work in the monastery. So there was nothing to prevent him from being accepted, at least temporarily. You're a different case though. Are you able to read?
Naturally. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
So then, are you ready to enter the Order of Saint Benedict and renounce forever the temptations of this world?
I am.
Then you must rid yourself of all your worldly possessions. Sell them or give them to the poor and needy or donate them to the monastery. You may not enter this place burdened by worldly goods. Inside the gatehouse is a trunk in which you will find monk's robes. Put away all your possessions and dress yourself in the habit. Then you may rest a while I go and see the prior to arrange matters for your acceptance. God be with you.
Что-то мне тут... Что-то мне тут... Уже не важно, где я сейчас прячу, да? Не важно. У меня где-то есть дом. Но не здесь. Огромная помощь. Нам мне придется охотиться. Я могу сюда. Генри, а ты у меня как, одет или нет? Генри у меня такой чел. Проверяю. Там все продал гостя. Да что-нибудь опять. Трудник вещь свою. Доспех. Слишком дорогой. Могу это взять. Могу это взять. Могу кое взять. Хочу кое взять. Могу это взять. Это взять. Это возьму. Вот у меня. Сейчас пойдем в монастырь. Храбрец.
Strange feeling being without all of that. I didn't realise how much I'd grown.
Things prepared. It's time for you to take your vows.
Do I really have to wear this?
You'd better get used to it. You'll be wearing it for the rest of your life.
Brothers in Christ, we have gathered here today to welcome a new novice into our midst. Dear brother, forget your former life and embrace your new vocation in the community of the monks of St. Benedict. Opus Dei, obedientia, obprobria, the service of God, obedience, and endurance of all discomfort. These are the cornerstones and succor of our order, which on this day shall become your own. Suscipe me, Domine, secundum eloquium tuum et vivam, et non confundas me ab expectatione mea.
Suscipe me, Domine, secundum in loquium tuum vivam, et non confundas me ab expectatione mea.
Accept your new name, Brother Gregor, and wear it with honor. Welcome, brother.
Welcome, brother. I am Antonius, a novice like you. I can tell you what you can expect and what your duties will be.
Thanks for helping me out during the ceremony. I had no idea what I was supposed to do.
You don't know Latin, do you? Don't worry. Work in the scriptorium will teach you fast enough. Why exactly are you here? Was it your...
It was my choice. For a common lad like me, It's the easiest way to get an education and do something worthwhile with my life.
It looks like we're both here for the same reason. I think we'll get along.
Would you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a novice and I'm here because I'd make a poor merchant. I like books and I want an education. Although I must say, so far the monastic life's been quite...
Let's go then.
Good. But before we do, here's a letter directly from the prior telling you all your regular duties from tomorrow onwards. Make sure to read it this evening, so you know how things work. Right, we can go now. Follow me closely. I'll explain everything as we go. Remember one word: discipline. It's your job to work and pray.
Подожди, подожди. Руриха. Мимо.
No. Why's that?
There was only a handful of bandits there.
A handful? There was dozens of them. And foreign heathens, too.
Is that right?
There was a great, big battle. Them fuckers filled the whole of Pribyslavitz. The Tarnberg garrison had to get reinforcements to beat them. There's wounded lying at Tarnberg now, and plenty new graves in Ujits, but they cleared that wasp's nest good and proper.
If you say so. But I still reckon we haven't seen the last of it. That Sigismund is still on the rampage, attacking the nobles one by one across the land. And brigands are like weeds. Burn them down and they just sprout up somewhere else. That's not the half of it. What about the attack on Merhoyat? While the lords are dealing with one lot of marauders in Pribyslavitz, there's another bunch pillaging somewhere else. There'll be no peace as long as Sigismund goes on ransacking both.
Peace be with you,
sure as
brother.
the sun circles the earth.
You know how to lift the fellow spirits. Salve Domino. Praise
Talk
be
to me,
our
brother.
Lord Jesus.
I'd like to ask you something about the... Who's in charge of things?
Truthfully, everyone except us. But officially, Abbot Peter. And soon enough, someone else. As if it mattered. Our life will still be work and prayer.
I see. Are there any...
Yes. From the moment talk began about electing a new abbot, it's been like a...
Tell me something about
Abbot Peter is old. When he dies, they'll have to select a new abbot from amongst the brethren. The candidates are John and Nevlas. And if you ask me for...
Tell me something about, like...
Work, prayer, as if you didn't know.
What are the roles of...
Someone takes care of the library, someone else the garden. The abbot, but it's the circators you should worry about. They're the brothers. They can be quite strict, so if you want to avoid getting punished...
Who's in charge?
Truthfully, everyone except us. But officially, Abbot Peter. And soon enough...
Are there already candidates to be...
Brothers John and Nevlas. But the others have been fighting like dog...
Why can't novices vote?
They say we don't have enough experience to decide about anything.
Why is who wins so important?
We're young and we'll spend the rest of our lives here. And the abbot decides everything about our lives.
This John...
A circator, and really just an unpleasant old man. It's mostly the older brothers on his side, because they believe he'll protect the state.
Tell me something about...
Nevlas manages the monastery's property. He's what they call the provost. He'd like to bring back solemnity to the monastery.
Who would you choose as the new abbot?
Why should I even think about that when I don't have the right to vote?
Не наговорили, чувак.
I'm no priest, but tell me what you've done.
I'm here in the monastery looking for a thief. He had a hand in burning down the Neuhof stud.
You don't say. And who are you to take such...
Someone whose job it is to investigate the case, find the perpetrators and make sure...
Punishment? Do you intend to...
I don't know yet. I'm still just on the... Perhaps you could help me find him?
The missing thief? If I knew anything, I'd tell you, but... I suppose it must be one of the novices. I've only recently heard about the Neu...
I know. Aside from me, there are only 4 novices, but still, I don't know which one he could...
3? Please, leave me out of it. No one knows anything about Lucas. Siskin might be a lot of things, but a monk isn't one of them. And Yodok is a slimy worm. It wouldn't surprise me if he was behind that massacre.
Maybe you're right. It's not a pretty thought.
Don't fret, my friend. You'll see...
Давай, давай, давай.
Be with you, brother.
Ну, блин, ну дай пройти ты мне, блин. Мы были на улице.
My name's Gregor, a novice.
You can call me Siskin. Now, are you here of your own free will, or is this a punishment?
Did you say purgatory?
You'll see soon enough.
Who would you elect, Abbot?
Most likely Nevlas. He's a fine fellow and he seems honest. But a monastery will still be a monastery, no matter who's in charge.
It occurred to me you might be the man to ask. I'm looking for some lockpick.
Lockpicks, eh? I won't ask what for.
I'd be interested to hear what you think about... Tell me about Antonius.
Oh, if there was a monk I'd recommend as a friend, with of course the exception of myself, it would be Antonius.
That's all. Thanks.
Will you tell me something?
Look, nothing against you, but I prefer not...
Are you hiding something?
I'm hiding a lousy past that I'd rather forget. I hate to think of all I lost when they stuck me in here. I was rich and I had everything. But then my father began to feel his time approaching, so he decided to send a son to the monastery. And, being the youngest, fell on me. I've no head for managing the estate, and they said I'd squander it. Can you imagine? Me, in a monastery. So I took what coin I could from home with me, so I didn't lose out completely.
А может и он.
Well, you didn't have to come here if you didn't want to.
No, not if I didn't mind being left to beg alms by the city gate. I had one choice, the monastery or nothing. If it had come to that after my...
They must have realized you robbed them.
I donated some of the silver to the monastery when I came in, just to piss them off. I can just see my brothers, my siblings, arguing with...
And you stashed away the remainder?
Indeed so.
What's your plan with this treasure?
To get out of here as soon as I can. I'll wait another year or two until my hot-headed brothers cool off a bit, and then...
That's all I wanted to know.
Please, keep it to yourself. Especially the part...
How is it that you don't get any penance for missing?
I've paid off the circators to turn a blind eye. And the other monks don't notice as long as you show your face there from time to time. No one's too...
There's something I should tell you. I'm here to find someone and, well, to do away with him. But listen, it's not murder. Not when it's a man like him. He's one of the brigands.
What's he doing here?
They call him Pious because he used to be a priest. When he found out a lot of people were after him, he hid up. They sent me here to find him and bring him to justice.
So we have one outlaw and one assassin in our midst.
Well, that's just it. No, but I hope I'll track him down soon. If you find any clue that could lead me to him...
I swear I don't know anything. Except that I'm not...
I won't tell you more. And I'd like...
You're talking about killing in the monastery.
Would you do that? I have a feeling you wouldn't.
You're right. I'll keep it to myself. I've got problems enough of my own without involving myself in yours. And besides, I mean to be gone for...
Thank you, Siskin. I appreciate it. I'm still curious.
It's no big terrible secret. Really, it isn't. I just go and read during services. There's no time otherwise. I mean, at other times I don't get to read what I like.
I'll leave you be. Don't worry.
Thank you. And please, Gregor.
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. It was hard. So, a novice. Don't get upset, but I don't...
If you could.
But I can't vote. So what's the point of worry? Ask Antonia.
I'd like to ask you something about... I'd like to know something about the...
I don't know much, but ask away.
Tell me about Antonius.
I'd like to, but there's nothing to tell. I've never spoken to it.
Peace be with
you. Really don't know anything about anyone? Well, thanks anyway.
Don't get upset. I'm sorry I can't tell you more.
I'd like to know something about the other novices.
I don't know.
What can you tell me about Sister?
Not a lot. I don't know him. Actually, I don't know much about him at all.
There's something I should tell you. Something.
You're looking for someone? But you're a novice, aren't you?
I am.
Why would you be looking amongst monks? You know, the laws of man aren't valid.
I'm looking for a footpad who's hiding out here in the monastery. He had a hand in raising the Neuhoff farm.
I heard something about that.
Because you could help me. It has to be one of the other novices.
That can't be. Have you told the prior? What are you going to do to this man once you find him?
Talk to him. Do you have any idea which of the novices could...
I don't know, and I don't care to know. I wish you'd never told me.
Нашел.
Peace be with you.
Ну,
The forbidden
Oh,
books must
you're
be
interested
that
in what's
cabinet.
inside? Forbidden books, written by the devil himself. Talk to me, brother.
I'm Gregor.
I know. But I've no time for idle chat.
What, you do nothing else?
It is my penance and... Praise be to Christ.
I'd like to ask...
Can't you see I'm working?
разговаривать он не хочет.
What would you like?
I'd like to ask you. What can you tell me about?
What can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God.
I meant something specific about the brother.
But you know them yourself. Yodok is an odd one, but he's diligent and eager. Perhaps too eager. Siskind is... Antonius is hardworking and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Luke...
Понятно.
Greetings, brother. I'm Gregor.
Greetings to you, brother. I'm Yodok.
Trouble?
You're young, perhaps intemperate. You might easily stray from the rules of the Order.
I'm interested in the other novices. What can you tell me about...
Oh, he's always got a smile on the new friend. But I reckon he don't belong in the monastery. I'm surprised he hasn't been thrown out already. If it was up to me, he'd be out on his ear right away.
Sounds like you don't have much...
I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Believe me, Gregor, he's hiding something from us.
I'm interested in Luke.
Nobody knows much about Lucas. He keeps himself to himself. If you ask me...
Do you have any grounds for suspecting him of something?
Quite a lot. And also none at all. The circuitous who make the rounds despise him, and they'd never punish anyone without cause.
Do you know anything about...
Only that he came to the monastery voluntarily, because he didn't want to work in his father's shop. Antonius is all right. He's always happy to help, which is more than can be said for the other brothers.
Listen, there's something I ought to tell you. There's a danger...
Ha! I knew it! He's a villain. Who are you, though? Oh, it's better not to ask, isn't it? It's always safer not to ask.
Never mind that. Who's a villain?
That's Siskin. I always thought he was an odd one, the way he carries on. But now it makes perfect sense. He's a criminal fleeing justice.
You mean he's not going to morning prayers?
So you noticed that too?
Actually, you could be right.
I think when you take a closer look at Siskin, you'll find he's the one you're looking for.
Ah, you've got the wrong end of the stick. That has nothing to do with anything.
You think so? He definitely acts like a criminal. Who else would it be?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
What are you going to do to that fellow once you find him?
That's not your concern.
You should talk to the circators or the prior about it, not act on your own.
Can you tell me?
I would if there was anything noteworthy to say. I'm just the ordinary son of a landowner, now a monk. There's no...
Why did you join the monastery?
Because it was better than living in poverty. As the youngest son, I'm not entitled to inherit my father's estate, but he was kind enough to sell off some cattle and send me here. And you know what? I'm glad to be here. It's better than mucking out manure.
I'd like to ask you something.
I'm interested. What can you tell?
Oh,
Who would you vote?
Why do you care? We don't have the right to vote, so we shouldn't get...
I'm just interested, that's all.
I like John better.
Or maybe...
Me? A criminal? Look at me. How could I be? No, my friend, you're accusing the wrong man. If you...
You're most likely right.
Oh, well, I should say so. Thinking I'm a criminal.
Or maybe...
Me?
No. I'm sure of it. It's you.
No, I never. It was Siskin. It's him you want, not me. Leave me alone. I never done you any harm.
Бежал.
That must have been Brother Circator. He can't sleep and prays long into the night.
Leave me alone.
I've heard some unsettling news. I've been told you've lied about who you are the entire time you've been here.
It's true that I'm not who I say I am. I'm not the young Lord Carl. He ran away.
Why would you agree to that?
Money. I was drowning in debt, and the money from Sir Carl helped my family stay afloat. Carl never wanted to become a monk, but Father, I found peace here in the monastery. It's better for me to serve God here than continue my life of sin in the world outside.
Thank you for your honesty. Because you've told the truth, I'll forgive you for deceiving us. Continue to be an exemplary monk, and I promise I'll forget about what's happened. Well, unless someone from Sir Carl's family intervenes, then I'll have no choice. I'll have to deal with the situation.
Thank you for your kindness, brother. I'm a new brother, a novice, Gregor.
Welcome amongst us. How do you like it here?
I don't know yet.
Well, you're too humble. I'm sure you must have some opinion.
Will you tell me something?
Of course. Abbot Peter is old, and we're afraid he'll soon be with our Heavenly Father. When he's gone, someone else will have to lead the monastery. All the elder brothers will assemble to choose who that is.
Anyone can become the abbot.
Precisely. We have two candidates, Nevlas and John. As the spiritual shepherd of all of the brothers here, I'm not allowed... I know that some brothers have already begun scheming, but don't even think about getting mixed up in it.
I'd like to ask...
What troubles you?
I think the one I'm looking for...
You've lost your mind. What on earth makes you think that? My being unfit for holy order...
For now, you're the...
That can't be true.
Nothing is true. Everything is...
Are you some kind of lunatic, Gregor?
Apage, Satanas!
Good health.
You've seen us drinking here, so either join in or swear you won't tell a soul. You wouldn't want to end up like Lucas now, would you?
All right. I wouldn't.
That's more like it. Sit down and have a drink, my lad.
Brother? Stealing is a sin. You should know that as a Christian, and certainly as a monk. Even if...
Very well, brother.
Now, show me what you have on you. I must confiscate...
Good fella. That's my boy. Come along, free.
You've seen us drinking here, so either join in or swear you won't tell us.
All right. I wouldn't.
That's more like it. Sit. Quite right, brother. Just sit down and drink with us. When the wine runs out, Yorick will fetch more. I'll say one thing, brother. This wine would grace the Pope's table.
I'm not so sure. It's a bit sour.
What do you desire, Brother Gregor?
I'd like to ask you something. Can you leave?
But where would you go? You have everything you need here.
Are there ever any disagreements between the brothers?
Unfortunately, yes. The biggest quarrels right now are...
Tell me something about...
The old abbot.
Who would you like to be?
The old abbot.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like?
But...
we're... Youngster, when you're as old as I, you'll understand.
But you're the cicators. You're the ones meant to be keeping order here.
If you really want to know, see for yourself.
All right. Have it your way.
Ah, down the hatch.
Every gulp a treat, isn't that the truth?
No wonder. With our throats going dry all day.
Next time we'll get the Yorick to bring us.
What troubles you?
Where'd you get the wine from?
So they are. Listen, lad, would you help us out with something? This cask is almost empty and we need a new.
I'll help you. What do I need to do?
Ha! I knew it. Help Novice Yorick arrange for a new cask. Talk to him first thing in the morning, and by tomorrow night, the cask can be on the table.
All right, I'll talk to him. You mentioned Yodok. What does he do for you?
Well, nothing much. He's just a little suckling like you. He'll do whatever it takes to stay on our good side. Sometimes we make use of him when there are errands to run.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
Let's drink.
That's the idea. And what should we drink to?
How about to the abbot?
To the abbot it is. But wait a minute, lad. Which one?
To Abbot John.
That's more like it.
Let's drink.
That's the idea.
How about to the abbot?
To the abbot it is. But
to Abbot John.
That's more.
Let's drink.
That's the idea.
How about to the abbot?
To the abbot it is.
To Abbot John.
That's more.
You mentioned you.
Well, nothing much. She's just a little.
I'd like to ask you something. Tell me something about
prayer, work.
What are the roles of...
Well, the abbot is the head, but he's not here now. As a novice, you should be particularly mindful.
Who's in charge?
Oh, Abbot Peter is the administrator of the monastery, but you won't see him. He's...
And what happens when the old...
Well, then we elect...
Can you tell me something?
7 centuries ago, the fundamental...
Do you never want to know what's going on?
And what should...
I'm interested in...
Well, it was founded by Saint Procopius 500 years ago.
Heretics, you say?
They wanted to...
Ah, down the hatch.
Every gulp a treat, isn't that the truth?
No wonder. With our throats going dry. What do you desire, Brother Gregor?
You mentioned you...
Nothing much. He's just a little... What do you desire?
I'll be going, brothers. It's been good.
Do us a favor, brother. Stay a little longer and have another...
Oh, all right. But that's the... I'll be going, brothers. It's been good.
Do us a favor.
Oh, all right. I'll be going, bro. Oh, all right. But that's the last cup. I'll be going, brothers.
Do us a favor.
Thanks, but I won't have...
As you wish, brother, as you wish.
What's there left to drink?
To our fresh young novices, our swift steeds,